Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Crown Eurocars in St. Pete, Florida. And guess what? I have one of the baddest performance SUVs. This is a 2021 Mercedes AMG GLE 63S. But before we get into this German supersized performance of an SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. Mercedes-Benz, they are the OG. They're the original creator of what many people know today as a high-performance SUV. Now, it all started back in 1999, if you could believe that, with the ML55 AMG. But boy, things have changed and the competition is fierce. So with this AMG GLE that we have, I really want to talk about when it comes to the overall price of the vehicle. Is this the way to go, or should you be looking maybe at an Audi SQ8 or even a BMW X5M competition, or of course, that new bad boy that's hitting the streets, the Dodge Durango Hellcat. So let's go ahead, let's dive into this GLE, say it with me, AMG GLE 63S, and see, is it the best luxury high-performance SUV you could be parking in your garage? Right off the bat, there's nothing like a black Mercedes-Benz. Two of my favorite colors, silver and black, absolutely makes this thing look so sinister. Now, at the front of the business, we're gonna get some refreshing, some updating, so you're gonna get this beautiful headlight design. LED daytime running lamps, LED headlights, of course, LED turn signals as well. As we drop down, I hope you like functionality and also aggressive styling. You can see how the front fascia extends off. You're gonna have functional corner vents. You can see the coolers lurking behind all that open area. I love the way they brought these horizontal slots. One of the things I'm not in love with is some of the non-functional part of it. Now, from a design element, I can understand why they did it to bring a little cohesiveness, but I think that we would all agree, just make it smooth. Just leave it smooth. You don't have to put these little ridges in here, because ridges only belong on ruffles, and those are potato chips. And this is a high-performance SUV. You'll notice that lower extension here comes out so nicely, super clean, and then as we come across the grille, there it is, that iconic logo, the Mercedes-Benz star. So much history with luxury and definitely with performance. Of course, no Mercedes is without that true AMG badge, and you're gonna get true performance underneath this hood because it's all hand assembled and it's a twin turbo V8. What else could you ask for? You have these vertical slots, a little bit of chrome on it just to make it have that luxury feel, but I love the way it has a nice bend to it, super flow. You drop down, there's some of that fake vent I was telling you about, not really loving it, just wish it was smooth, but I love the extension, so aggressive. It looks like it's off a race car, but this is an SUV. Full functionality down below, but very wide, very mean, and I'm loving it. When we get up onto the hood, look at the way it just meets the grille perfectly. Nice little soft bend. You got another Mercedes-Benz logo. Remember, the whole point of this Mercedes logo, this is exactly where this star used to be. That was a hood ornament. People used to steal those. They would wear them around their neck as an ornament, as a part of their necklace collection. But that's why they have two different logos, if you've ever wondered. Now, clean on the styling. A nice bulge that rises up, goes towards the windshield, and then kind of disappears. Everything else is going to curve towards those A-pillars. Now, as we come around the curve and look at what we're seeing here, everything is painted, which makes sense on a vehicle like this. So you're gonna get these beautiful flared fenders, gives it that nice extra aggressive touch, and they're all color match. Plus you're getting these absolutely stunning AMG wheels. It's a 21-inch wheel. I love the machined aluminum. You got some flat black with the AMG badging, not only on the 21-inch wheel, but also on those super size 6-piston Brembo calipers. Gonna really clamp down on that rotor. And guess what? You'll be able to stop on a German Danish and give everybody some extra cream from that Danish. I promise you that. You're gonna have those supersized rotors to go with the supersized caliper. They're cross-drilled, fully ventilated, and slotted. That's gonna give you optimum braking capability. And if you ever wonder, well, what's the point of putting slots and drilling holes? It actually helps with brake cooling. This thing, it weighs a bit, but boy, oh boy, you could go do your track day and it's gonna dissipate that heat so nicely. Of course, you're gonna get AMG tuned suspension bits, all four corners, and it is adaptive suspension when you go into your different modes. As we go down the side, of course, V8 bi-turbo, 4MATIC. 4MATIC is the AMG talk, the Mercedes talk of having that all-wheel drive to keep you planted. We got color match mirror caps. Of course, we're gonna have 360-degree cameras. A little bit of a running board really kind of fools people. I think when they see this, they're like, oh, that thing is just an SUV. Wait until you get on throttle and you just leave them in the dust. You can't even see them in your rearview mirror. They're just gonna be a little tiny, look like a little pea. Some chrome on the door handle I'm not really loving, so I am gonna zonk that. I wish they would just black out the whole thing or make it look more like brushed aluminum, but you're gonna get gloss black bottom and top of the window frames. Raised roof rails. This is another sign that, oh, this is just an SUV. I'm in my Dodge Challenger Scat Pack. I'll be able to blow the doors off that thing. I'd be careful if I were you. But the great news is you could get some cargo carriers, you could get some kayak holders. You'll be the first one wherever you're going, I promise you. You're going to the lake, you'll be the first one there. We keep working our way back. I love the flare fender, especially as you work towards the rear. And when you get to the rear, guess what? The rear tires are actually wider. 315s on an SUV. Let me just put that in perspective for you. This is the same width tire that is on my Shelby GT350R. And remember, this is an SUV. So you're looking at 315, 40 series sidewall. And you see these Continental Sport Contact 6. These are track ready tires on this high performance SUV. I told you, Mercedes is the OG of that high performance SUV. Lots of players, but I don't know if you want to play with this thing. Come around the bend, just the way that fender flares out is just drop dead sexy. One thing that looks good, but is gonna be a zonk is you have this non-functional vent area. It would be nice to make that part functional. We got our AMG badging up top with our taillights. Stubby roof spoiler, but it works. I wish they would get rid of this on a Mercedes-Benz, have that tucked up, so we are gonna zonk that. Some chrome trim. It matches a little bit with what's going on up front. You got your GLE 63S, and then as we drop down, check it out. Not only do you have a diffuser, but you also have, of course, full towing capability, and you have functional exhaust. Now, the bummer is these are just decorative trim rings, but there are exhaust pipes lurking behind here. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood of our AMG and see that hand-built twin-turbo V8. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts underneath that hood. Like I told you, hand-assembled 4-liter bi-turbo V8. When we talk about bi-turbo compared to twin-turbo, the reason why they use the term bi-turbo is one turbo is smaller than the other. And there's a lot of engineering science behind that, which we'll touch on another review. But there's that beautiful AMG badge, our bi-turbo setup, I almost said it, with the builder's nameplate. So you get to know who exactly hand-assembled your V8 twin turbo in your AMG product. What are we looking at though? You're looking at 4 liters of goodness with that bi-turbo setup, 603 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. How are they getting these crazy numbers? 18.9 pounds of boost, 0 to 60. Get ready for this one. 3.4 seconds. Quarter mile is gonna blaze by at 11.9 seconds. And of course, this being a larger SUV, she weighs 5,568 pounds. MPGs, 15 in the city, 20 on the highway. We've come a long way from that ML55 AMG back in '99 that had a 5.4 liter naturally aspirated V8. And then of course you're gonna get that 4MATIC all-wheel drive that's gonna keep you planted. Look at the carbon fiber housing support for the radiator and all the goodies. You're gonna have your twin inlet to bring that air in. But I don't know about you, looking at this is one thing. Let's fire up our GLE AMG product and hear the roar. All right, guys, we're inside the AMG GLE 63S. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, this definitely has some high performance numbers. I've noticed and watched your other high performance SUV reviews on Raiti's Rides. I'm really curious how much this one is. So MSRP, the way that this one is optioned, is $124,700. Let's see what you get for your hard-earned money. To the door panels, just like any other Mercedes-Benz product, you have your seat controls nice and high up out of the way. The 1, 2, 3 means that you have 3 memory seat settings. Seats are heated and ventilated. Love the carbon fiber style going on there, and that aluminum speaker grille cover is just simply stunning. Armrest, semi-soft, but the great news is it's all covered in wonderful leather. You have some nice light contrast stitching, and then that door pocket down there, you could easily fit 4 Bavarian cream donuts and also 2 bottles of milk to wash it all down. Now, when you go from the door panel to the dash, I love all the soft leather material. The stitching is just so exquisite. There's more of that carbon fiber style. Now, you are gonna get a full ambient lighting in here that has so many different colors. It has literally every color of fruit stripe gum. So if you like fruit stripe gum as a kid, you'll love the colors in this ambient setup. But when it comes to infotainment, what are we getting? You're not just getting one 12.3 inch screen, you're actually technically getting 2. And what's nice is that there's a clear divider so that you're not blending the 2 together. Is it a touch screen? Of course it is. Very easy to use. At first it may seem a little overwhelming, but you'll get used to it, I promise. Navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, clear as day. There we are in the St. Pete area at Crown Euro Cars. And then another thing that I like is just, like I said, that swipe feature. You have the Amg Track Pace, which is sort of like Chevy's data recorder system. When you go to your track, it'll actually help you and record everything so that you can turn faster lap times the next session. And yes, you could do it in this AMG SUV. We have our Amg Performance Pages. So you could go into your vehicle setup, check out, get yourself a G meter. You got all the different data that you could even imagine. Look at this engine data. It looks just like something from Gran Turismo. Dynamic select, you could go into your different modes, set up everything for your individual preferences. The colors, the graphics, everything is so clear and perfect on this thing. It's just ridiculous. Love the AC vents, nice aeronautical style. And then I really think it's so smart the way they have the stop button, but also the button to shut off that pesky auto start stop feature. So you could fire up and then hit that button to stop that feature, which is a nice little extra touch. You have your dual climate control, which you can go through in the infotainment, but you could also adjust right here with these beautiful switches, the stitching. And then you do have some gloss black, which I'm a little bummed out, but there's a reason for it because watch how this slides so nicely. Look at that, boom. Wireless charging, 2 USB-Cs and a 12 volt, 2 cup holders, and it is heated or chilled, so you can keep your beverage either hot or cold. AMG key fob, looking sharp, real slim. It's not gonna hurt you in your family jewels, which is great. We'll put that back here. And then you also have a trackpad. So if you don't wanna touch the screen, you don't wanna use buttons, they have a trackpad. They have physical knobs for your volume. You could go into your different dynamic modes, which are great. And we have all the different modes on here, and it adjusts everything from each mode. It actually goes all the way up to Sport Plus, which is great. And you can see the graphics on the screen are just absolutely stunning. Active exhaust, got a little louder. You have a palm rest. More switches, you could raise and lower your SUV, your AMG SUV. Adjust the suspension, the exhaust, and then of course you get 2 oh crap handles. Now the challenge is if you're the driver and you're holding on to both, that's gonna be a problem. I wouldn't wanna be a passenger in your AMG SUV. But you do have one for you and one for your passenger, or maybe let them have both. The leather, the stitching, bombs away, opens up. We got some nice felt lining. So if you have your Hope Diamond, you could put that in here. It's not gonna get scratched. You got another USB-C and a little tray for some toothpicks. Close that up, and then the seats. Nice leather, the AMG branding. A little bit like a Panda Bear, but that's okay with the Alcantara, the leather. Of course, like I said, full electric assist. I love the design of them. And then you're gonna get this amazing sunroof with panoramic flexibility and this wonderful Alcantara material, which is awesome. But why don't you come over to the business end? I wanna show you behind the wheel of this AMG GLE 63S. All right guys, business time behind the wheel of this AMG GLE. Now you are gonna get wonderful aluminum pedals down below. Nice size on the foot box. My only zonk is where is my dead pedal over here? Yes, there's an actual dead pedal, but it's carpeted. It would have been nice to be more like that nice aluminum finish on the brake pedal on the throttle. You also have the aluminum sill panel. This lights up AMG at night. Seats, you can't even go more performance with more bolstering, but I think these are giving you plenty up top. Even down below, pretty good, but it's not gonna squeeze you, so don't worry about that. Steering wheel, flat bottom. This is a steering wheel that Lewis Hamilton, multi-F1 champion for Mercedes-Benz, would be proud of. Love the Alcantara, the flat bottom. You're gonna have these wonderful knobs that allow you to go into the different modes, go into full race with the checkered flag. It's a nice TFT display, all digital. The silver, and then you're gonna have the paddles to go up and down that 9-speed automatic transmission. We have a full head-up display, the size of a basketball, and look at that dash, another 12.3 inches of visual pleasure. So you're getting twice the amount of visual pleasure than you would in a lot of other performance SUVs. The graphics, the fonts, you could change everything so nicely, so easily to really just show all that important data. We have the Alcantara headliner, like I said, plenty of headroom. Let's get to the back seat and see what your passengers are going to experience as you are hauling the mail in your AMG GLE. All right, guys, backseat time, and what makes this GLE so incredible is the amount of room that we have. Now, one thing I'm going to have to zonk right off the bat are the cargo nets. Remember, if you are a fighter and you have your nunchucks or a dagger, it's going to rip right through this. Now, if you're a lover, you can keep that heart-shaped box of chocolates for that somebody special or yourself. Slide them right in there, but the cargo net just is going to get ripped on the dagger. It's going to get ripped on the nunchucks. Center stack here, I like the way they brought the stitching all the way to the back. You got your AC vents, you got all your rear AC controls. You have the ability to slot in 2 Twinkies or maybe 2 Paydays or a couple Snickers, USB-C and another power source. And then look at this, you can tilt it a little bit. So you got that instant access to that little golden, delicious cream-filled treat. Close that up. I'm 6 feet tall, like I said. I got plenty of room. Nice flat roof line gives you everybody ultimate headroom. You do have AC vents in the pillars of the frame, which is great. Armrests feel good. I get the same carbon fiber. I got the same ambient lighting. We have the powered shades, not only for the side, but also for the back as well. And then watch this. Nice high armrest, 2 cup holders. Can't slide the seats, but that's okay, because you know what? Your passengers are gonna have plenty of room to enjoy going down the twisty bits. But why don't we get to the cargo area and see how much we could haul in our SUV. All right, guys, time to get into the cargo area. You just push the button. Nice electric assist. Floor is super flat, and just look at the width there. Nice width, nice height. Of course, the seats you could fold down, and if you're wondering, well, Joe, how much room do we have? You're looking at, with the seats up, 33 cubic feet of space. You fold those seats down, that's where you're really gonna maximize things. Now, the great news is you do have a cargo net over there. Maybe you gotta put some emergency Twinkies, not a box. You're not gonna be able to put a box, but you'll be able to get a few. You do have a 12 volt and the ability to raise and lower the rear of the vehicle as you're loading things. And then underneath, you do get a spare, and you have a little bit of storage nooks to kind of put some delicious treats here and there for that big, long family trip. But why don't we go ahead, speaking of trip, if you're ready, I'm ready to take a trip. Let's go on throttle in our AMG GLE 63S. All right, guys, we left Crown Eurocars. We're in the AMG GLE 63S. Right away, you're just gonna love all of the appointments in here. The leather, the technology, the beautiful trim. It's just unbelievable what they're bringing to the table. And you're gonna see some differences between the different brands for sure, but I'm gonna leave it in automatic mode. I've been dying for this one. Let's go ahead. On throttle, here we go. Drops down, we're off. The sound, look at this. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. So, I have it in Sport Plus mode, and the shifts are so precise and so consistent, and it puts you back in the seat like you saw, and having that all-wheel drive, that 4MATIC all-wheel drive, just keeps you so planted. So planted. Brakes feel amazing, of course. Those massive calipers and massive rotors. On throttle, here we go. God. Oh my God. Wow. The pops, the bangs, it holds a line so nicely. Great feeling coming to the wheel. You can see all the work that AMG has done to retune the suspension, the chassis, and it is just a straight up animal. Simply a straight up animal. Wow. You got that beautiful head-up display. Visibility is great. I got the ventilated seats on. Jeez Louise, this thing. Unbelievable. On throttle, here we go. Drops down, we're off and running. The shifts. And speaking of shifting, I'm gonna go ahead and put it into manual shift mode here so that I could use those massive paddles. Here we go, into this right-hand bend. Brakes feel good. On throttle, here we go. On the brakes, downshift. Look at this. Absolutely mind-blowing. Wow. It's like the Durango with 710 horsepower is just ferocious. This thing is ferocious, but yet so light on its feet. The suspension just does such an amazing job. It's mind-blowing. On throttle, here we go. Look at the grip, And there's no body roll. Remember, we have the center of gravity up higher because we're in an SUV, but yet it corners so flat, so flat. Here we go, launch control, on throttle, yeah! Wow. Just the sound is worth the price of admission, let alone what it does to you behind the wheel. The paddles are nice and large. They're easy to get to. The thickness of the steering wheel is wonderful. It's just altogether a polished package to just give you performance levels. Then look, you can stop on a Euro and give everybody change. That's the great thing. Wow. I gotta take a breath. All right, guys, I've caught my breath now. I'm ready one last time. Show you how this freaking SUV performs. On throttle, here we go. On the brakes. Downshift, nice. So smooth, on throttle. It's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. The performance, and it makes sense. It's coming from Mercedes and AMG because, like I said, they're the ones that created this craziness for people who want to have the performance, yet you need the flexibility of an SUV. They're able to do that for you, and they do it really, really well. All right, guys, on throttle, here we go. Look at this. Look at this thing. Wow. The shifts are so fast. Brakes feel phenomenal with a capital PH. Yeah! This checks off so many boxes. So many boxes. And yet it's comfortable. And you can haul everybody with it. Your whole family. You can enjoy the twisty bits. You can enjoy that car passion. Keep it going. Share it with your kids. We got to keep this whole car passion thing alive. But we're going to get back to Crown Euro cars because they know about car passion, and I'm sure they want their GLE 63S back. But I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys. It's been another mind-blowing day here at Crown Euro Cars. I definitely got to thank Nicole and the rest of the crew getting us access to this AMG GLE 63S. I don't know about you, but when it comes to performance, when you see those letters AMG, you know you're gonna get it tenfold. And this thing is just so hard to wrap your frontal lobe around, where all that logic takes place, because it really shouldn't do what it does. But you definitely want to add this to your list if you are lucky enough to be looking for a nice high performance SUV. But if you want to keep seeing these on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it to the queen of the camera. She's loving these AMG products. I'm loving her work. Show her some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.